This is the second part of section 11.1a. We're going to be simplifying radicals some more in this section. And now you'll notice we have more than one radical written next to each other. So as we start this problem, we're going to start by combining our radicals into one radical. The number out front still stays out front. So here we have 2 times radical 25. Now we're going to simplify the radical 25. We bring down the 2, and we realize the square root of 25 is just 5. So my answer is 2 times 5, or 10. Just an example, when we have 2 radicals, we multiply them together to get 1 radical. We multiply the radicands. In our second one here, number 11, we have numbers out front of each one and numbers on the inside of each one. So I'm going to multiply the numbers out front, 2 times 7 first, and then I'm going to multiply the numbers on the inside, radical 18 times radical 6. And I've just grouped them here on the first step. So now I have 14 times 18 times 6. Well, 18 times 6 is 108. So I now have my problem that I need to simplify. I bring down the 14 and I break up 108 into a perfect square times what's left over. And I think, what number goes into 108? Well, as I start to experiment, 81 doesn't, 64 doesn't, 49 doesn't because that's 98. 36. Does 36 go into 108? Well, it actually does. It goes in 3 times. So 36 times 3 is 108. Well, now I take the square root of 36. Well, that's 14 times 6 times root 3. Now I can figure my answer from here. 14 times 6 is 84 root 3. So we've combined our radicals, broken it down to a perfect square times what's left over, simplified the radical, and then combined the numbers out front. So my answer once again is 84 root 3. Let's continue and look down at the bottom. On number 12, I have 5x times 15x cubed. My first step is going to be to combine my square roots. 5 times 15 is 75. X times x cubed is x to the 4th. Now, I take my square roots and I break it into a perfect square times what's left over. What goes into 75? Well, 25 does, and there's a 3 left over. And then x to the 4th, since it's an even exponent, as we learned on page 1, is a perfect square all by itself. Now I can take the square root at the front. That would be 5x squared, remember to cut the exponent in half, times what's left over, which is root 3. Our last one on this page, we have a number out front times a radical times another radical. So the number out front stays there. Then we're going to multiply our numbers. 12 times 3 is 36. A cubed times a to the 4th. Remember, we add exponents. That's a to the 7th. Now we break it into 2 radicals, one a perfect square and one left over. I hope you realize that 36 is the perfect square. And then the largest even number underneath 7 is 6. So a to the 6th is my perfect square there. What's left over? Just 1a. Now we break it down. 3 times 6a cubed root a. The square root of a to the 6th is half of that a cubed. And my final answer is 18a cubed times the square root of a. So, I hope you've seen some patterns and some simple procedures for simplifying radicals.